And action. Hey, it's Jerry Richards. How are you? It's the first week of February 2013. I know. First off, don't forget how to spell my name. You might need it later. How have you been? I had started a YouTube channel, I think it was like at the end of November, December of last year, and I promised I would be up on top of it and everything else. I got a lot of good response, and for lots of reasons, I just haven't followed through. Bad. Um, and if you're going to market yourself, you might want to do one more than every 2 months or so. So I'm going to try a little bit harder to get these done. But I just want to see how you're doing and to wish you a belated Happy New Year. I know. Are you keeping your resolutions? I hope so. That would be great. It's never easy, right? You make these big dreams and ideas, you don't necessarily follow through. Anyway, it's a little bit late, so I'm going to try to make this as quick and fun as possible, okay? And yes, I'm still learning how to use the camera. So, where have I been? It seems like I've been hiding out. Not necessarily. First off, I want to say a big thanks to the guys and gals over in Flore County. The Flore County Paranormal Society had a benefit last month at Heroes here in Fort Smith, and we had the best time. They were doing a fundraiser to get money for their equipment and their work, and it was just a blast. We had a party at Heroes, and all kinds of people were there, some really good music, and they brought some awareness to their group. So I wanted to say thank you again for having me be what they put on the poster, not me. Special MC, the letter M and letter C, Jerry Richards, that would be me. So they're thinking about doing one every 3 months or so, quarterly, if you will. And hopefully they will invite me back and we'll have some more stuff to talk about and tell you about that as you go. I'm sure if you do a search on Facebook, you can find out more information. But thanks again to Eddie and the guys and gals of the Flore County Paranormal Society for having me out and about for that. Secondly, honestly, since you and I are buddies and pals, I have been spending a lot of time in my own head. And by that I mean just kind of reevaluating what I am, who I am, where I'm going, and how I'm going to get there. Now, don't think I'm leaving. That's not it at all. I am just trying to figure out what is going to be best for me career-wise. I do have a couple things in the works, if you will, uh, and I've talked to a lot of people who are in my profession who I really dearly respect, who I don't want to embarrass them and be a name dropper, Drew Michaels, or Jocko, or Ram Cunningham, or anything like that. But I've been talking to some of my former co-workers and people who are in the media just to see, what's really going on. Because unfortunately for us radio people, it's kind of dying off and it's kind of hard and all that kind of stuff. Now that the boring part's out of the way, I probably will tell you specifically what I've been up to pretty soon. But I do still need gainful employment beyond the other side projects that I'm working for. Even though they're fun, I still have to find a way to feed Spot and Tink, my cats. So if you know of anything, email me, jerryrocks1007 at yahoo.com or jerryontheradio at gmail.com. All right, that's out of the way. Next, what I wanted to talk to you about is the fact that Dave Grohl is a media darling. He's always a media darling, but he has done this really neat thing. Now, first off, let me tell you, it's a documentary. It's about a studio called Sound City. I have not seen the movie yet. It's about an hour and a half long. It's on my list of things to do. I've seen a lot of the media stuff for it. I've seen the press releases and, the trailer. That's the word I'm looking for. And it looks phenomenal. What Sound City was, it was a recording studio in Van Nuys, California, which is Southern California. That's me. Right down from San Fernando, where I grew up. Was I around for that type of stuff? No, I was too little. But all these bands would go there. Some people call it a dump because it had carpets on the walls. Some people say it was really super cool for its time. People who have recorded there have been everyone from Tom Petty, Fleetwood Mac, Neil Young, Johnny Cash, the Red Hot Chili Peppers, Rick Springfield, I wish I had Jesse's Girl, Nirvana recorded down there, and of course the Foo Fighters have done some stuff. So it's just kind of a behind the scenes look on how recording music really has changed. I mean, there was a quote in there saying that one band, who remains nameless, said, well, we don't have to practice before we record album because we have auto tune and the computer will fix it. But back in the day, you used tape, my friend, and it led to mistakes and it sounded perfect and it was on vinyl and wonderful. So I look forward to that. If you've seen it, let me know. Hit me up on Twitter at the Jerry Richards, or again at Facebook. Just search Jerry Richards and you'll find me. I would love to hear what you think. But I'm thinking maybe in the next 7 to 10 days I will watch it. And who knows, if you're interested seriously in watching it, go ahead and get a hold of me and maybe we'll do a viewing party of our own. And maybe we can have adult beverages you can't have in the theater. You also can find it on iTunes too if you want to do it by yourself. And I'm looking at the list of things also I want to tell you really quickly. Oh, we're talking about the podcast and how I promised I would do it weekly, bi-weekly, and I haven't. I've been lazy or whatever. But one of the projects I'm working on is, believe it or not, people are asking to come talk to me on this contraption, and which is cool and wonderful. I just need to learn how to use it right. So, for example, I had a local musician come in last week, and we spent an hour just letting things roll. It wasn't, I haven't edited it yet or tried to make it look pretty, but I didn't think, we were talking so much, you know, how do you know when to say, hey, stop, we got to stop it, it's been 15 minutes, and, you know, go to the next thing, your rhythm kind of gets off. So I got to find a way to go ahead and edit it down and then make it look a little bit prettier than it is. And I'll post it soon, but it's a local artiste who has an album out. And actually, we reconnected at the benefit for the Flore County Paranormal Society benefit. So hopefully I'll get that done real soon, and you can see that as well. It'll be a whole bunch of fun. Also on my list, and then I'll let you go, is the fact that it is February, the first week of February, and it's been many years, but we lost a friend in February. I want to say it's been 6 years now, but you remember this guy, right? This cool cat, Chef Eddy, Jim McCormick, Chef Eddy. It's that anniversary of him passing away, and everyone knew him. I mean, he was bigger than life. He taught me so many things in and out of radio, life lessons, if you will. And he never had a stranger. He never met a stranger. I mean, anyone he met for the first time, he was automatically their friends. And I've had the pleasure of working with him at a couple of the radio stations, and I was too. And I'll always remember he just was crazy. He was fun, and just, you know, when it was time for business, he'd snap and get into that mode. When it was time to play and to be fun, he was the guy to go to. There was a blues festival up in Eureka Springs, and I had the honor of accompanying him with several people up there. And I was driving my Mustang convertible. I know, I miss it. And Chef was in the front seat, and we're at stoplights, and we're just talking back and forth. And people were coming up to the car, not to see me, but they knew Chefy. They knew he was in the car because they could hear his voice because of his radio shows that he's had for, 10 years or so. And it was the funniest thing. We were holding up traffic because people were talking to him. He says, hey, I haven't seen you in 10 years. And they just picked up a conversation as if it just ended 5 minutes ago. So, my heart's a little heavy. It's a little sad. I hear him in my head all the time, that when things are going kind of crummy, I can think, well, what would Chef Eddy do? And he would tell me, you know, it's going to be okay, Blues Hounds. So, Chefy, love you, miss you so much. It's not even funny. And I don't want to cry, but I will later personally. But and I found speaking of him, I found some of his radio shows on my computer. I have also found some remote breaks and things like that. So if I can figure out how to do this YouTube thing too, I will see if I can actually post interviews with Chef and other people that are just radio interviews. There's no visual to it. And I'll let you know if I can figure it out, or maybe I'll post it on my Facebook. Please help me. I don't know what I'm doing. But I want stuff like that to live on. Not that I'm the best interviewer in the whole wide world, but I mean, with something like that, with Chef, I still think it needs to be out there, and we need to think of him. So, Chefy, wherever you are, love you, miss you, and I really wish you were here. Thanks for everything. Okay, so again, my name, in case you forgot how to spell it, see, I need a producer. Geri, that way. Richards, easy to spell. Do a search on that for Twitter, if you want, and Facebook, and we can communicate. And maybe you have a band, or you have a project that's going to be affecting the area, whether it's Fort Smith, Poto, you know what I mean. Would love to have you come to, I haven't named it yet. I call it my studio, but we got to come up with a better name. I need a logo and theme music, bumpers, and a makeup artist and a producer. It takes a village to get this done. So here I am in my pajamas and talking to you about myself and Dave Grohl, who, you know, if I have it enough to be emblazoned on my arm for a year now, you know I must love him. But yeah, let's try to make this a little more, you know, on a regular basis. Do me a favor, and whether it's music questions or questions about whatever, I'll even talk about relationship questions too. Just email me, jerryontheradio@gmail.com, and we'll get it done, okay? Until then, you know, I wish you love, peace, happiness, and lots of cake. And I will try to get this up more often. That's what she said. But really, we'll try to get this thing working a little more often. And I haven't dropped off the face of the earth. I've just kind of been behind the curtain. So I hope you're well. I hope to hear from you soon. And be good to each other, okay? Remember, it's only rock and roll. And I like it. Corny, but it works. All right, take care. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.